Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the 5 things that I love about the all-new 2022 Toyota 86. Before we get into the video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Now the first thing is the looks. Now first off, I do want to say that the previous generation of the Toyota 86 was a really good looking car, and I feel like this follows suit with being a really good looking car. And the thing that's funny is this basically is stylized in a way that it doesn't really date the previous generation. The previous one still looks cool and modern, and this also looks cool and modern. It's kind of interesting how they've gone about that. But anyways, I really like how they've stylized the new headlights, the grille as well. I think that looks fantastic. And this one obviously in bright red is pretty flashy and gets quite a bit of attention. My favorite viewpoint on the car is actually the side angle here, because you can see the hips there in the back and the body lines are quite striking. Then you've got that little venting piece right there, and yeah, it just looks really good. Now popping here to the rear, this is probably the strongest slash weakest point of the car. I know that sounds weird, but the taillights, it's taken a second for them to grow on me. Other than that though, I like the overall shape of the rear of the car. But yeah, I mean, all that being said, pretty much everyone that sees this car thinks it's a really good looking car, and they also think that it's a lot faster than it is because of, well, how sporty it looks. Now, number 2 is the interior. Now, this is something that I think that Toyota and Subaru have done a really good job with on the 86 and the BRZ with this generation and the last generation, and that's just making an interior that is pretty cool looking. So you've got these cool sporty looking bucket seats, and then you've got cool material use here on the door panel as well that actually looks pretty nice, as you guys can see. And then popping over here to the steering wheel, the whole setup there, the new digital dash. You guys can look at that more in depth in my review section. Again, this is just a quick little video. And then yeah, just with little toggle switches for the climate controls. And yeah, overall I just think that they did a good job with making the interior just kind of have this cool sporty feel to it. Now, number 3 is the size. So I suppose I should say size and weight, right? Because weight is a big thing with performance cars, but I feel like this is a really solid size for a performance car that you could also daily drive, as long as you don't have a bunch of kids, right? If you're just a single person, or, you know, maybe 2 people, then I think this car could work out quite well. And that's because, first off, in terms of cabin space in the front area where you're gonna be sitting, it's quite spacious. It has a pretty normal glove box. Now this does have back seats. They're not the most usable in terms of moving people around, but it's a great storage area basically. So that's a big plus with the car. And then it actually has a usable trunk, unlike the car that a lot of people compare this to, and that's the Mazda Miata. This is kind of more of a regular car trunk. So from a practicality standpoint, because of the size, it's great, but it's still small enough and lightweight enough that it's really fun and tossable. Let's see. So you guys can see here with the gross vehicle weight rating, 3682, and then the payload capacity is 700 pounds. So that means this is just under 3,000 pounds in terms of the curb weight. Well, not, yeah, the full, well, whatever, fully loaded weight. You guys know what I mean. It's hot outside. But anyways, from the fact that it's really lightweight and the size that it has is just perfect overall, I think, for sporty driving and daily use. Now, number 4 is the new engine and the manual transmission. So if you guys have seen my review on this car, you know this has a new naturally aspirated 2.4 liter flat 4-cylinder, has 228 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a 6-speed manual transmission that you guys have seen several times in this video. And overall, this pairing is absolutely fantastic. It's a lot better than the previous generation 86. It has this like mid-range torque that the previous generation didn't have. And so this car is a lot more daily drivable, and frankly, it's just a lot more exciting to do fun performance driving with because of the new engine, and it's just paired perfectly with a 6-speed manual transmission. Need to emphasize manual transmission. And then the 5th and final thing is the price. Now this is something else that I think that Toyota did a really good job with, and obviously Subaru as well, because they partnered for this vehicle in the BRZ, and that's the fact that they kept the car affordable considering the price of a lot of other modern sports cars. So this one loaded up is like $32,000. Now I understand a lot of people will be commenting that dealers are charging markups on this car. Dealers are charging markups on every single car in today's markup. It's just a sad thing that we're dealing with, and yeah, hopefully we will get back to a normal market. But anyways, if you look at this from an MSRP perspective, it's like $14,000 less expensive than the average price of a brand new car, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. And so it truly is an affordable sports car. There's not a lot of these left in the world. You have this, you have the Mazda Miata, and then besides that, right, you've got a bunch of four-door cars that are, you know, quote-unquote sports cars, like the Golf GTI and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, in terms of like true two-door sports cars, there's not a lot left that's actually affordable. And so I think that, yeah, job well done. That's gonna sum things up for the video on the 5 things that I love about the new Toyota 86. With that being said, I'll see all of you in that next video.